G'day, it's Fish, the Beach Bum Investor, in this morning for your cryptocurrency discussion and report. It is 11 o'clock. It is the 19th of November 2017 in Australia. Interesting 24 hours in the crypto economy. One of the big gainers was Neo. It went on an absolute bull run, mooning completely parabolic overnight. So good to see for the Neo investors, and there's a few of them in our investment group. Me personally, I've missed out on this one. I've had trouble buying it back ever since I sold it at $10. But I know Wilkie has woken up very happy, and I'm sure Hourglass is absolutely ecstatic as well. So good to see. Hey, BB Junkie, how are you, man? I'll just post up in Discord, let the guys know we're doing live chat. And copy. We've also been looking at this ICO, one that we're getting into. We're just checking whether we get enough interest in the group to actually go in pre-ICO and get quite a big bonus, a 40% bonus investing at pre-ICO level. So we are currently having a look to see if we can afford that as a group. We're about halfway there at the moment where we need to be. So I expect we'll be getting into that one. It looks really promising to me. For some reason, Discord's not working for me. Don't know why that is. Not sure what's going on there. Hey, Joe. Yes, I did, and I'm very interested, mate. I actually got onto Telegram already. I'm going to have a chat to him because I don't know if you saw, man, but I had a problem recently with one of our own service providers here in Australia, and I thought they might want to use that for some marketing for their own project. Yeah, no, it looks really interesting, Joe. I'll keep that one under wraps, mate, just while we're deciding whether we want to get into it or not as a group again with these things that possibly sell out. But I had a look at it, man. I was reading over the white paper this morning. It looked really good to me. Good team involved too, man. That team looks really solid. So yeah, I like it, Joe. Thanks for passing that on to me again, man. Really looking forward to Icon releasing, especially on the back of Neo's run up. I've always said I actually believe Icon is better positioned than Neo, despite the fact they haven't released their crypto yet, just because of the real world work they've done. So yeah, it's good for me. It's a good indication that these solid DApp projects, you know, Lisk has had a massive run up. Neo, I think Icon's going to be an absolute giant. Yeah, it's on Neo. It's an interesting ICO, Joe. I'm real keen, man. I think we can get in perhaps pre-ICO is opening up, so I can't remember the dates. I've looked at a few recently, but I was looking over the white paper this morning. I was really impressed because what I find, Joe, is that a lot of ICOs get overly technical with the terminology they're using in the white paper, right? And it might be very impressive to show your, you know, your verbal prowess and your huge vocabulary, but you've got to make it understandable for the common man. And for me, the project that you've identified, Joe, it identifies a problem in society, a big problem in the real world, and it proposes a solution to that problem. So yeah, I'm real interested in it, man. I just don't want to drop the name of it live on YouTube, same as we do with all our ICO stuff, mate, that can potentially sell out. That other one we were looking at, by the way, guys, I can tell you the name of it now. It was Oracles, and we didn't get into it. It sold out in 30 seconds. So we're pretty good at assessing the sellouts for ICOs. What's going to sell out? The last four ICOs that we've picked have actually all sold out in pretty quick time as well. So Oracles was the one we were looking at. It did very much remind me of a centralized chain link, more centralized in that the node runners, if you like, the trusted parties would actually be, you know, police checked, and it's very much more, I guess, for the institutional money, I think they would really like it over Chainlink because of its centralized nature, or more centralized nature. So I think Oracle's has got huge potential. The minimum investment at the stage we were looking to get in was 100 Ether. So we didn't actually raise that much, and we saw it sold out in 30 seconds anyway. So missed the boat on that one. No big deal. There's plenty of other good projects that we can get involved in. I think we've found, you know, one more in the one that we're raising ICO funding for now at the group to see if we can get in pre-ICO. And the one that Joe's just brought to my attention, I'm pretty keen on as well. I'm actually, going to contact them and say, hey, if you can provide a solution to the crap that I've been through, I'm happy to get behind you. So yeah, cool. That's a good one, Joe. Yeah, so Neo's pretty interesting. There's been some rumors come out of China. I heard, I'm going to call them Chinese whispers. That's what I like to call them because they're certainly not confirmed. I can't find any confirmed sources of this actual rumor. That there is rumor, and it's really, really just whispers at the moment, that the ICO ban in China is going to be lifted. Now, if that were to happen, obviously Neo's value goes through the roof. And I think we perhaps have already seen that rumor factored in with this huge price rise. There was a couple of other reasons that it could have gone up, and I've been looking at an article on Hacked. For those of you who are interested, hacked.com. This is the article I've been reading. So I do go through quite a few different sources to get my info on the crypto economy. Yeah, it basically said that the Chinese, the founder of Neo will be speaking or will be attending a conference in China, in Shanghai, and yeah, the Hong Fei will be attending that. So, he'll be participating in the panel actually as well. And also, blockchain startup OnChain will be launching its public platform project in conjunction with the Neo community. So that was also pretty interesting. So yeah, there's a couple of factors that are driving Neo up. I think the third factor to that is the Chinese whispers that I mentioned. You know, that it's the ICO's ban might be lifted. I think this puts, I really do think this put Icon, the ICO that we invested in real good stead. I'm just going to check the Icon futures market. I mean, it's an indicator, but I don't see it as a super strong indicator either way. It could go higher or lower than this. But the main reason I think it's just not a great indicator is because of the relatively small volume compared to what it will actually be trading when it hits market. It's dropped to 90 cents. Look, I'm not into futures trading myself. I'm going to have to learn more about it before I can advise you on it, but I just think that that's cheap for Icon. We're doing internal markets at $1.50, and I think that's cheap in our Discord group. Yog Joshi, how are you, man? Good to see you. Don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Welcome. Yell out if you got any favorite cryptos, Yog Joshi. Just yell out, man. We can have a look at them. It's an open platform for discussion here. Joe likes Tate. Well, yeah, I mean, Tezos is also a proof of stake DApp platform, mate. Yeah, Joe, but geez, it had some controversy recently, mate. I'm not sure if it's something that I'm super keen to get involved in straight away. Okay, here's Yog Joshi, one of our newbies. Not necessarily a newbie in the crypto economy, but just flogging out the tips. Let's see what we've got. Neo. A lot of our group into that, man. Unfortunately, I missed the boat. Sold out at $10 after first buying it at $1.30. OMG, I'm into myself. I bought it sub $7, so I'm pretty happy. Actually, I think I bought it sub 6 as well. Sub 7 and sub 6 possibly. LTC, absolutely. Absolutely. No brainer. And ETH. Great portfolio there, Yog. And ARK, man. I'm into most of them myself. So, yeah. Yeah, 2 lawsuits, all bullshit in my opinion. Still up 5x from the ICO, said Joe. Yeah, man, that ICO was an interesting one because it had I think it was a 4 Ether soft cap, so you had to have a minimum of 4 Ether to get involved in it. That's actually what stopped me getting involved in Tezos. I identified it at ICO level. So yeah, I didn't get in because I wasn't chucking 4 Ether into ICOs at that time. I was still pretty much learning. Yeah, they are. That's a good selection. I think ARK's got huge potential, man. Like I've talked about that with its bridging technology. I think that's a really, really important addition to the crypto economy. And we've had a good run up on ARK, if I remember correctly. Last time I checked. Let's have a quick look at ARK. We'll have a look at the chart. Up 5.2% against BTC. This is on Bittrex. let's have a look at the US dollar price. But we were calling this at $2.50, guys. Remember when it dropped down, we were saying $2.50, too cheap, get in. You love my decor in this shot. Thank you, Agent Smith. Yeah, you haven't been in a live chat. It just gives me more light so you can actually see my pretty face. But yeah, ARK's actually taken a dip, which is, it's, you know, dipped down to that sort of 40,000. I'm just going to show you the chart in a second, but down to 40,000 Satoshi, but nice sideways, like pretty good sideways movement. And I guess even sort of running up in the last little bit. So I've just zoomed out a little bit on the chart there. And it's nice to see. Hey, Paddy, how are you, bro? Surfed up at Sunny Coast yesterday. Paddy took on Gary Thatcher, you'd know him. And I had him until the last like minute of the heat. I had Gaz, #1 in Australia. I did a off the lip reverse and it was crappy little surf, and I did this floater and then I did an off the lip reverse and I took the lead, and we lost, Paddy. It was Gold Coast versus Sunshine Coast, 1 point. And the worst part was there's like a sort of a steep right-hander that came in right towards the end of the heat, and I was leading. And I go, you go, Gaz, it's all good. Oh, what was I thinking? And he just comes up and you just see the board just go poof, straight out over the lip, and just him landing. And I'm just like, he's done it again. Yeah, he's amazing. And he beat me pretty confidently in the second one. I got 2 second places though, Paddy. So yeah, held up my part for Gold Coast. I was pretty happy with that. Yeah, but we lost by 1 point. Sunny Coast 2 years in a row have beaten Gold Coast. Lachlan Cramsey, Paddy. Holy crap, man. You should have seen the flip he did. First wave of the final. Amazing. Really good riders. Silas Gantier as well for Gold Coast surfed amazing yesterday. Really put it to, you know, Australia's #1 prone rider in Lockie. So yeah, it was a great day up there. Pissed down with rain, so I've got no footage to show you. It was like bucketing down the whole day. But what can you do? It was bucketing down. Still a great day, man. It was, you know, catching up with all the boys up at the Sunny Coast. Always good to see the guys up there. We're going to have the women's division in next year as well. We were just a bit unorganised this year, but both clubs have got a stack of women entering now, so it's growing. And next year, Gold Coast will take back the title. Well, next year, we're looking at doing like Fingal, or could even look at South Stratty or something like that. So we're going to take it away from our home breaks. So it's not going to be D-Bar, it's not going to be Ann Street Reef. We're going to take on the Sunny Coast at one of the mutual grounds. So looking forward to that. Anyway, back to ARK. Sorry about the detour. Paddy Austin's one of my bodyboarding mates. Just thought I'd catch him up on the bodyboarding news. This is technically a surf and crypto channel, so there you go. Yeah, ARK's up to 320 in fiats. It's just gone up while we're talking about it. As I tend to have, like, the 7 people watching on this channel at the moment are all massive whales, so they all just dumped $1 million each into it. So it's just gone up while we're talking about it. But it's $3.20 at the moment. 41,208 Satoshi is the bid. 41,209 the ask. Hourglass said, so we got a coin going crazy today, mate. The name of the chat is named after it. I should have said Hourglass celebrates like I did when Neo mooned for Agent Smith. Still not the one, says Agent Smith. Hashtag still not the one. Oh, BB Junkie just put 2 million in dark. Sorry, man, not 1 million. My bad. Yeah, so yeah, Neo's done really, really well. Look, let's bring up the chart. Let's have a look at Neo. I called it overboard at these sort of prices last time. I think there's coming out that ICO bans are going to be lifted is true. Yeah, Neo's valuation certainly gains off the back of that. Yeah, Agent Smith said congratulations to all Neo holders. Yeah, one of them's Wilkie. Holy crap, it got up there during the night. Got to 625,000 Satoshi, guys. It's a big, big move. Yeah, oh, sorry, 630, so up to $48.97 in fiat. Crazy. Yeah, the market decides. That's it, Agent Smith. It's not you or I. If it were you, it'd be, well, you don't hold Ripple. Actually, I've got an announcement to make. Agent Smith is a PIVX holder. Agent Smith is a PIVX holder. I told him this morning, I said, man, if you want to get your wallet up and running, I can get you a snapshot of the blockchain so it doesn't take you so long to download. It'll be quicker. He said, nah, it's cool. I only got a little bit. He said, I might stack up some more. We'll see how we go. But it's good to have Agent Smith on board with the PIVX long-term holders. We were talking about price points this morning, which I don't like to do too often publicly, but Agent Smith and I had a bit of a chat about that this morning, so it's good. Oh, nice, Joe. Joe hit sells on now at 46.90. Yeah, well played, man. Can already buy that back 10% cheaper now if you're so inclined. That ICO you're looking at though, Joe, remember that's based on Neo, bro. So you don't want to sell too much now because they're offering. I suppose you can sort of actually you got to scale it out for that because they're actually offering a fixed rate of 1 Ether to 10 Neo on the ICO. I was reading about that on the white paper. I don't know if you saw that, Joe, but at the moment that's bad. Like when Neo was down at $25, that was a really good offer, right? But now you're getting undervalued. You'd be better off investing in the ICO with Ether at this stage. Joe said, nah, I still got a big bag of Neo from like $6 that I'm going to use on the ICO. Yeah, I should have bought back at 6, man. I sold at 10, and when it dipped down to 6, I told everyone else to buy back and didn't myself. And it dipped to 480, and then goodbye. See you later. Anyway, I got good gains on it, from $1.30 to 10. I sold out along the way, so it wasn't exactly 6x or whatever that works out to be. It was probably more like 4x, but still 4x is solid. So I'm happy with that. And lesson learned as well, I would have made the same mistake with VTC if I hadn't learned from Neo, and I would have made the same mistake with Lisk by selling out way too much of it. Now I'm still holding good bags of them because I didn't sell out the whole lot like I did with Neo. Whoa, Hourglass. Yeah, I saw that, Agent Smith. We'll get onto that in like 2 seconds. Let me just respond to Hourglass's shilling of his coin. You're kidding yourself, son. You're kidding yourself. Hourglass is called Neo for 300 by the end of by 2018. Oh man, 6x, 7x from here. That puts its market cap right up there with Ethereum, dude. Oh, I don't know. I wish you all the best. Oh, you got out of Populous, Yog? Yeah, man. Populous for me was one that I know that a lot of the financial sector were into, but I just never was interested in it. And I know a lot of really intelligent people were interested in it, but it just didn't grab my attention. You know what it's like, man. There's so many good projects. Blockchain's the new technology. So there's going to be stacks of new projects that you want to get into and go, okay, that can work for blockchain. That can work for blockchain. They've got a good idea for blockchain. But there's only so many you can get into, right? Hours going, dude, remember this convo. 300 for now. I love it. Hey, Floyd. Let me just go back to Agent Smith's comment before because it is important, a really important one for the crypto economy, actually. Agent Smith said, what do you think about Coinbase custody? Well, Agent Smith, I'm a crypto economy investor. 2 thumbs up. Institutional money, yes, please. Look, I've got to read a bit more about the actual specifics of what they've set up, but you're talking about massive accounts being held with Coinbase. And that's huge for the economy, like actual KYC held, regulated accounts held with Coinbase. That's very, very lay terms in the little reading I've done. But what do I think about it, Agent Smith? I think that's a win, man. The herd is coming, guys. Exactly. That's what Agent Smith said. So, yeah, I mean, that's institutional money. I read a report this morning that there's up to $20 billion, 20 billion with a B, at this moment, already set aside, waiting to pick the right projects to invest in. And there's been over 100, what do you call them? hedge funds, crypto hedge funds set up in the last 12 months. So yeah, the herd is coming. I got to believe that. It doesn't mean you're going to win no matter what you back. You guys know that. You guys have got to get on the, everyone's got to get on the right projects. Oh, young active crypto YouTuber. Floyd's caught up with him on 3 other chats. Yeah, I catch up with a few of you guys on other chats every now and again. It's quite funny running into the crypto wave investment crew out in the YouTube world there. Hey, Eric, I can't wait until Monday. We will know for sure then. What's that for, Eric? Is that for more news about NEO? Or is that for the announcements on Coinbase? Because I believe the Coinbase announcement has actually already been made. Agent Smith says, I see hourglass everywhere. What, just yelling NEO, NEO, NEO? Oh, small bag. That's very modest with an amount that much. Hourglass goes, I got a small bag of 160 NEO. Big whales calling it small bags. Oh, Eric said, yeah, it's NEO announcements on Monday. Yeah, I've been reading up on it, man. It's exciting times for NEO. And I also saw that, I don't know if you're in the chat before, but I saw that the founder's going to be attending the conference in Shanghai, which is good for them. They've told it in their few. Okay, thanks, Eric. Thanks for clarifying that, man. Yeah, cool. Eric said that they said it in the conference a few hours ago. News incoming in 3 days. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, like I said to you guys, I've never been a NEO bagger. You know that. I've said it's overvalued at times, but I've never been anti-NEO. I said it's a good, solid project, and long term you'll do fine on it. Even when Geordie, if you remember, Geordie bought it back at $33. I said he was just getting into the crypto economy, and I said the one thing you shouldn't buy at the moment because it's overpriced and it will take a retracement is NEO. And what's the first thing he bought? He went out and bought like 10 NEO. I was like, okay. And I watched it go all the way down to, I think it was $23, $24. I said, look, Jordan, just hold it. You're going to be fine long term. It's a solid project, but listen to me. I watch these markets all day, every day. So, well, not all day, every day, but when you spot check markets like 10 or 15 times a day, you get a really good snapshot built up in your own head of what prices are normal and what are not. So you can tell when something's mooned and when something's crashed. Eric thinks once it gets past 50 to 55 resistance, it's going to moon to big numbers, like big numbers. Are you talking about those 300 numbers that Hourglass is talking about, Eric? Hourglass actually thinks there'll be a big NEO correction on Monday, and I think that's smart. Most people, you buy the rumor and sell the fact. So the news comes out on Monday, and boom, everyone's buying the rumor now. That's why we've seen this massive run up. Probably, I can't be sure. Where'd you buy it, Agent Smith? Do you remember what US dollar price you bought it at? Agent Smith said, pay has been in the green barely. It's almost daring me to dump it. He's so impatient. I'm worried about the PIVX you bought, bro. I'm worried that if we don't move quick enough above $3, you're going to be dumping that PIVX. Eric's thinking 250 for NEO. Geez, you NEO guys are bullish, aren't you? I'm sure Wilkie will love that. I know he's holding a big old bag of NEO. I've already told him he's buying me a boat for getting him into the crypto economy. Hey, you guys, also you can trade NEO on Binance. I'm making really good commission from people using my referrals. So, like I said, it doesn't cost you anything to use my referral. So if you're not signed up on Binance and you want to trade over there, please use my referral. Again, it's in the video. Might as well. Or, if you're using other mates, organize it with them, that's fine. I'm not desperate for the money or anything. But hey, if you've got no one referring you, please use mine. Yeah. Yeah, I saw 10X was on The Simpsons as well. I'm having a look at 10x now. It's at $1.67. You bought it in the mid-40s, Agent Smith. Yeah, you're way down there. I only started buying it below $2, man. So I was pretty happy. Like, and I stacked in at $1.50. Remember, I had that big, I'm going to be a real smart ass moment on that live show, and I said I bought 10x at $1.50, and trust me, in a year's time you'll be going, really, Fish? You bought 10x for $1.50? And I will say yes. So I'm right, but barely at the moment. Well, 10% is 10%, man. It's up to $1.66 in the bid, $1.68 in the ask. I got to tell you, I think it's a sleeping giant. I think a couple of good bits of news coming out for 10x. Increased scalability in terms of actually getting the cards out to customers, clearing off the weight log by the end of Christmas, like they're aiming to do. I think if they can tick all those things off, you're going to see nice slow growth and then a big spike one day, because a lot of people are going to start using 10x debit cards or payment features. So it might be through a phone, it might be through wearables. Like I said, I don't think cards are actually the future, but they're certainly a good interim measure, as most establishments at the moment can still require a card. So yeah, I think the wearables and all that sort of thing with what's that, the Wi-Fi technology, I forget what it's called, in the chips in your cards, that's going to come into wearables real soon. Agent Smith said the Binance referral program is awesome. I got to agree, man. I don't know how you're going on that, Agent Smith. I know we're competing for referrals over there, but I've picked up 6 referrals, man. And someone who traded under me is a big trader, because I've made when you work it out, because you get 50% of what the fee they pay is, that actually goes back to the person who referred you, which is really, really cool. So Binance have pretty much just cut their profit in half for anyone you refer, which is, I think that's a really cool thing. But yeah, I've worked out how much commission I've got, and I've worked out how much that person would have to trade for me to be receiving that commission, and it is a big whale has signed up under my account. I'm telling you that now. All your sales are above 80K sats. Is that for on pay? Yeah, cool. Yeah, man, that's exactly right. 80K sats takes it to, that's ambitious, $6.40. Mine are set a little lower than that. I start selling off a little lower than that, but I'm bag holding a bunch of it because I like it long term, and I'm looking forward to earning residual income by holding the pay token. You guys know I like those residual income tokens. Agent Smith said, I only have 3 referrals. I've made $3. Yeah, but Agent Smith, the other way I think about it, right, is you've made $3, or have you made X amount of BNB, which you can also trade for Ether or something else, or you can keep it in Binance. I think, the Binance coin will go mooning one day, because I think it'll be $1 billion platform, because it's bloody good. You use your Binance coin to reduce your trade fees, so there's value in it there. You can trade that Binance coin to Ether or something, and you buy Ether today, $3 worth of it now might be worth $10 in the future. Yeah, I'm talking when Ether's $1,000 a coin, which I think one day it will be. It's all good, it's just slow accumulation, man. It's $3 is $3. Yeah, Hourglass, they are doing it like that, man. And they already have, their fees are already 40% or 60%, less than Bittrex. And if you're using the Binance token to pay your fees, you actually pay a rate of 0.05% per trade, which is 1/5 of the trade fees that Bittrex are trading. My only criticism of the Binance exchange is it's lacking a very, very good coin in PIVX, but I believe we'll be on there soon. I'm going to talk to Binance. You know how they do those promotions where they say, oh, well, if you do this or do that, when they add new coins, I'm going to say, look, add PIVX to the exchange, and myself and Tanya O'Meara will give surf lessons, and we'll work out flights and accommodation to, we'll come up with some prize for trading PIVX on the Binance platform, and we'll give a free surf lesson. I mean, I know I'm just a washed up old has-been, but Tanya O'Meara, she's 23-year-old up and coming women stand-up surfer on the WQS. I mean, that's you can't buy those lessons. Tanya doesn't sell surfing lessons. She's a WQS surfer. So yeah, for me, I might see if Binance are interested in adding PIVX. I mean, they're going to benefit. They're going to get the trade volume. So it's a win-win. I'm happy to give some bodyboarding lessons, and I'm sure Tanya is happy to listen. So that's something I might look to do and see if Binance can jump behind PIVX, since I've strongly supported the Binance exchange. We'll see how we go. Yeah, you got to get on this hourglass, especially if, like, don't go out and drag mates into the economy just to get your commissions. But if you've got friends who are genuinely showing interest in investing in the crypto economy, there is no harm at all in giving them a referral link and getting paid for it. Because if they don't use that link, no one gets anything. If they do use the link, it doesn't cost them anything and you get something. So it's, to me, it's totally fair. Plus, you know, I'll do some videos and that, training videos, and I'll put the Binance link in. I figure that's fair enough. I'm teaching people a little bit about trading, and the reward I get is that, hey, if they sign up under me and trade, I get a bit of a bonus. Agent Smith said whales only. No whales allowed. Yeah, man. It just depends on trade volumes and that, but every little bit counts, right? I really think even if you're accumulating a little bit of Binance coin now, even if you're just using that to reduce your trade fees, that's a good thing. So you might as well get involved in the Binance referral program at the moment, guys. I know that reduces the number of people who will refer through me, but I've already been lucky enough to pick up a couple of big traders on my account. So, you know, share the love. Hourglass said, should have signed up under someone myself. When I drop this Neo at 4K, no one's going to get paid. Yeah. I know, I feel a bit the same, man, because I sort of found my way into the crypto economy myself. I had no referrals in that. And the amount of like capital that I've moved in and out of the economy, which is essentially where the commissions come from, and in and out of trades. Yeah, someone would have been really benefiting off my commissions, so that sucks. Yeah, so it's been a pretty quiet sort of weekend trading. I don't know what you guys think is going to happen Monday. Do you think it's going to open up to like bullish trends, or do you think everyone's just sort of sitting back waiting for the next bit of news out of the crypto economy? What do you think it's going to go individual coin from here? Like, you know, the whole economy was sort of affecting each other at one point, but now that the madness of the forking is somewhat subsided and Bitcoin Cash seems to have found a little bit more of a stable range, do you think we're going to come back to confidence, wait and see, or do you panic and fear? Or I don't know. What's your opinion? It's an interesting time. My account seems to be on a general steady upward trend. It goes up and down, of course, but yeah, it seems to be pretty general upward trend. Yeah, well, interestingly enough, Agent Smith is bullish on BTC. I think that's fair enough. You know, the funny thing is one of the bodyboarders at the comp yesterday came up to me and said, "Fish, have you heard of this coin Ethereum?" He knows I'm in crypto. I don't want to pay him out. Obviously, I've heard of that being the second biggest coin in our economy. But I said, yeah, man, I know about Ethereum. He goes, oh, what do you think? I said, look, it's a good project. It's got massive potential going forward. The value of this thing could be huge. But there are other DApp coins. I didn't want to blab on too much, but funnily enough, he's not in the crypto economy, and he's going to be coming. It looks like he'll be coming in through Ethereum. And actually, one of the other bodyboarders, Simon Haley, who I was traveling up with, he opened up his phone and he had 1 Ether sitting there that he bought. And he said, oh, it's up a bit from where I bought it. He said, when I first got it, it went through the roof, and then he would have got it just before that 400 spike. And now it's dipped back down, going back up. So it was up a little bit from where he got it, but he just literally bought 1 Ether and sat it in there. And the reason is he had an opportunity to buy Bitcoin in 2010. Bodyboarder. Simo Haley. Oh, by the way, Simon's actually opened up a surf resort in Indonesia, and that will actually be available I think March next year. I'm going over for sure, for sure. So I'm going to fly over to Indo and try out Simo's Surf Resort. I'll have to get more details and I'll put the links up and stuff of where it is, but it looks epic. Like these bungalows that he's got set up look epic, right on the beach. Oh, can't wait to get over there. So yeah, maybe we can, I don't know, as we start running some competitions through our Discord group and things like that, we can look at sending some lucky person to the surf resort. It looks sick. Can't wait to see it. Oh, really, Agent Smith? I didn't see that, man. Agent Smith said ERC20 tokens will be on Coinbase custody. I didn't even see that, man. And Agent Smith said, I didn't expect that. Neither did I, bro. That's huge for ERC20 tokens too, right? Like availability. Does that mean people can purchase ERC20 tokens directly with fiat? Because if that's, or is that just for the larger institutional investors running accounts? Because if anyone can just purchase the ERC20 tokens with fiat, that's a big move forward. Yeah, Agent Smith's not sure on the details. He said it could really help the alt market, though. Mate, of course it will. And more specifically, the ERC20 alt market. Like, that's where it's really going to be seen as an advantage. If you can buy, this is why I'm so excited about PIVX being offered on Upbit for Korean One. It's really important, super important. Koreans are massive in the crypto economy. We all know that. That's not a secret. And soon, I can't confirm this 100% set in stone. I think they're already advertising it on Upbit, so I probably can. But the KRW to PIVX trade is coming to Upbit. And to me, that's massive. That's a big move forward for PIVX. I believe that's happening by the end of December. Yeah, okay. Agent Smith said they're definitely going to be selling ERC20 tokens for 10 mil plus, like the business accounts, but he doesn't know about general Coinbase. But the thing is, right, even if it is just for the big whales, that's still 10 million that can dump into any one coin at any given time. Now, most of these coins are going to be significantly affected, especially ERC20 tokens. Most of the ERC20 tokens are going to be stupidly affected by a $10 million dump of fiat into them. So it's good for anyone holding, promising ERC20 projects like Substratum. Just flat out shill one of my own coins there. Hey, we haven't looked at Substratum in ages, and it is one we got into as a group in ICO. And let's have a quick look at it because it's been doing quite well. It's been steady. And I'm just going to have a look at it now and see where it's sitting. Substratum. Now, we got into this at ICO at around 6 cents per coin, and it's now sitting at 14.6. So really good for the investment crew there, like 2.5x. And that does, I'll just, I'm long-term on that. I'm super bullish on Substratum long-term. I think it's quality project, and I think there's overlapping interest with the project that we're looking at ICO now. I'm going to say that. The valuations are not dissimilar at the ICO stage. I think the ICO we're looking at the moment is going to be a good one. Now, we do need to raise a minimum to get the pre-sale bonus. And there is a vesting period if we choose to go with that. So you'll need to hold your coins for a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks, depending on how many we buy. But we're about halfway there at the moment, and I do think it's worth having a look at. So if you've got some investment capital and you're looking to get into an ICO, jump into our Discord group and jump into the ICO. Well, there's the name of it, and it's that channel. And we're just keeping a tally of how much we've got. We've got about, I think, 18 Ether at the moment, or 16 Ether, 18 to go. So yeah, if you're keen on that, come in, jump in with the group on that one. There's a few of us getting into it. Hourglass said more coins on GDAX would be dope. Agent Smith said could be a smart move to just invest in the top 10 ERC20 tokens. Yeah, for sure. Institutional money tend to look at blue chips first, right? So I don't know if you can call anything blue chip in this market at the moment, but yeah. Hourglass is still holding sub. Oh, good. Do you go around shilling that as hard as you shill Neo? No, yeah, Hourglass is a sub holder. Pete's a sub holder. I'm a sub holder. We've got a few sub holders, man. A few sub holders in the crypto, for sure. We've had good runs up on it. I think I've sold 200 sub overall, which is not a massive amount. I've sold $20 of it. But yeah, it's a good long-term project. I really believe long-term it's going to do well. Substratum, 14 cents. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to report to you. Chaincoin, right? Chaincoin. No, look at it now. Oh, it's dipped a lot now, down to 36 cents. But I was in a chat the other day. I was watching BTC markets in a live YouTube thing, and I was just watching the chat. And that's honestly, it might seem like silly research, right? But how is that not market research? Sitting there watching a live chat and seeing what coins are suggested by different people and how hard they're being shilled. How is that not doing research? So what I do is yeah, like I said, I first found you through Chaincoin. Yeah, so I sit there and I watch the chat. Like, you know, the chat that's coming up here, I watch that. I don't even get involved half the time. I just sit there and watch it and mark down how many times coins have been mentioned by different people. And it was the weirdest thing. I was sitting there watching BTC markets. Everyone's talking about Bitcoin Cash versus Bitcoin. This is when Bitcoin Cash was mooning, and there was this whole talk about whether Bitcoin Cash was going to take over the economy. And just this one comment came up, and it said, Max Lee is the real Satoshi. Chaincoin is coming back. And I just went, whoa, there's a blast from the past. And at this point, Chaincoin was at 12 cents or 18 cents. And I went, yeah, whatever. I didn't even pay attention to it. As you guys know, I've been running and hodling the 2 master nodes ever since I got involved with that. And Jiao and I have been since trading the residual that we've been making from those 2 nodes. So we've always kept that original investment on the table. Anyway, so I didn't think twice of it until I saw the price moon to over 50 cents a coin, like up 200% or 300% even in a week or 14 days. So what is going on here? So this morning I jumped on and I did a quick search for Chaincoin. And sure enough, the video that comes up there's 2 videos. One was Max Lee having a Chaincoin hodl party. I went, shit, he's at it again. Are you serious? And then the second was actually from a mate of ours, Dave, who drops in here, the news unit. And the news unit was live streaming Max Lee's hodl party, saying it's the biggest movement in crypto and Chaincoin's, you know, the Chaincoin hodl 2 movement is back. Now, the beautiful thing for me is I can sit here and piss myself laughing at it. I can't because I hold 2,000 coins. So if it moons, if you guys get it to pump to $6 a coin again, yippee. If you don't, I wrote it off as a loss a long time ago. It was worth nothing to me a long time ago. So, hey, if you're successful with it, good luck to you. But I'd like to see more development work. You know, I'm literally saying what is needed for a coin that I have 2,000 of. So I'm definitely not always going to shill my own investments. I'm telling you now that this coin does need more work to get to, you know, big valuations of $6 a coin like it once hit. It needs more development work. It needs more use cases in the real world, being accepted by more stores, or, you know, being transactable. That's what currencies are. That's why I keep going back to those currencies that are listed by Living Room of Satoshi, because that's relative to me in Australia. Now, Chaincoin's not listed on Living Room of Satoshi. PIVX is, so I can transfer it into my bank account. I can pay bills. I earn reward points while doing all that, which gets me I don't know, cocktail shakers and things like that. Same sort of thing as Amex offers, really. No big deal. I don't care if I miss out on all that stuff, but it's still a good, it's a good option for me to get my crypto into fiat when I need to do some spending for marketing on PIVX or something like that, getting these stickers printed, paying for Tanya's rent-a-car. PIVX paid for the bus up to the comp yesterday. So whenever I've got to get money out like that, I do it through Living Room with Satoshi. It works well for me. And so there's 10 or 11 currencies that I can consider real in Australia because I can use them easily, straight into fiat currency. So, or just pay the bill straight up with them. So yeah, that's why Chaincoin still has a little way to go for mine. It's just funny to see, like, honestly, I watched the start of Max's video and within 10 minutes I was like, how did I ever like this guy? And I'm sorry to any Max Lee fans, but he's sitting there just so confident in himself. I held through all of this and I don't know why I ever got involved. Anyway, I did, and you got to learn from your lessons, and I certainly have. And you can guarantee if this coin gets to $6 a coin again, I will be taking my 2 master notes, breaking them up, and taking my $12,000 and walking. Agent Smith's going to put an Ether into the ICO we're pulling. Yeah, cool, bro. Hourglass, are you in our Discord group, man? I don't really want to mention the name of it on the channel at the moment because the last 4 ICOs we've picked have sold out. So I don't want to contribute to us having trouble getting in on this one. But, man, it's all over on our Discord group. There's actually 2 channels up at the moment for 2 ICOs we were looking at it. One was Oracle's, so it says Oracle's ICO. That's gone. It sold out in 30 seconds. The second one we're looking at is it just says the name and then ICO. So if you just jump over to that channel, that's my Ether address is over on the channel there. And that's where we're pulling all the Ether to invest pre-sale because pre-sale we get a 40% bonus. And we think it's a good project. We want to get in and hodl. It's a good project. We'll have an enforced vesting period, meaning we can't sell those coins as soon as they hit market. I'm fine with that. You guys know I'm a long-term investor, especially if I'm getting a bonus to do so. SP again. If you guys want to put it in the chat here, that's fine. I'll just type it in the chat. But I just don't want to say it because like lots of people watch these videos after, or sometimes lots of people watch these videos after. So that's the one we're getting into, guys. Get in, check it out. If you want to get in pre-ICO, we're pulling a group to take advantage of specials being offered to larger investors. That's what we do as a group. And that's how we get some really, really good bonuses. We did it on Event Chain. We got massive bonuses there, and thank you to Ashton for inviting us to invest in that. That was really cool of you. Yep, you're on Discord. Cool, man. Yeah, just jump in, have a look at it. Make sure you do your research, guys. There are no guarantees in investing. I don't want any blame if this thing goes to 1/10 of its value. This is investing. Same as Icon. Just because Icon's done well on futures, it could drop to 1 cent per share when it hits markets. I could be wrong. So again, this one was not one that I found. It's been brought to me by one of the members of our group. And he said, would you like to take a look? I had a look. I read the white paper. I thought, yep, I like it. And I asked some technical questions about the technical stuff that I said, look, is this way of doing this actually achievable? And I was told, yes, it is. And if it does work, this company should, there's other companies in the market providing this service that wouldn't be able to provide it as well, like not as effectively, that are valued in the multi-billion dollars as companies. So if this blockchain solution can provide it cheaper, more efficiently and more effectively, to me, it's got to be valued at more than those companies currently valued at multi-billion dollars in real market caps in the non-blockchain world. So that's what I like about it. Yeah, please do your research, guys, on it first. Oh, you've got BB Junkie said, yep, I've registered for updates already. Yeah, man, well, BB, you're in our Discord group, bro. If you want to get in on the group investment, if you're not going solo on that one, we actually get an extra bonus if we get in as a group. So, yeah, we're halfway there. I'd say by the time we get the rest of the group in, I still got to check with Green because he likes to come in on these group ones with us and see if he wants in on this one. Wilkie's come in, so Big Whale's in on it. I've come in for a couple of Ether. I've only got 2 to spend on this one, guys. I can't go too wide with everything, so 2 Ether for me on this one. But by pulling it all together, we get a much better bonus. So that's the plan. Ethercept's in with us on this one. I forget who else. Floyd and T-Barn are all in with us at the moment. So that's where we're at on that one. Yeah, I think it could be good. Okay, I'm going to do a quick refresh on CoinMarketCap and see where we're up to. But if anyone's got any coins they'd like to take a look at, we can have a quick look at the graph. We can try and find some support and resistance for you if you like. If there's any you want to get into. Agent Smith said, shout out to T-Barn. Yeah, T-Barn's cool. Absolutely true, homie. He's awesome member of our Discord group, man. He's come in and been real productive over there, so I like T-Barn. Hourglass says one of top 10 ERCs, ERC20 tokens, I think you mean, yeah. Which one of the top ones? I'm just trying to think. It's hard now. I've got to like subdivide into which ones are actually ERC20 tokens. No, I'm not sure, man. I'd have to have a look at which ones are actually ERC20. Hey, Neo went up, but gas went up with it, guys. That's obviously one that went along with Neo for the ride. They tend to have a correlating relationship, Neo and gas. If you've noticed, Agent Smith, we already looked at 10x. Did I bring up? I might not have brought up the chart. I did. OMG. Okay, we can have a look at that. No worries. Let's have a look at OMG. So OMG, Omisco, Vitalik, a project that Vitalik is involved in. Currently sitting above the $8 mark. Really good to see for those people who did get it under. I think it dropped below 6. Was it 580? 580 it got down to during those dips. So, yeah, it got cheap in terms of historical highs. I said I thought it could go as high as $10 again. So I won't be selling just yet. Up 6.51% in the last 24 hours. I'm just going to pull up the chart here. I should have pulled up. I should have brought you in for today's discussion, Agent Smith, so you could do the charts and stuff. You're better at it than me. EOS is another, yeah, man. EOS has been doing really well. Yeah, Agent Smith. Everyone's always going to shield their own coins. Of course, that's fine. Oh, Ethan went up before you got yours, BB. I've been calling it for a month. I've been saying it made no sense that all this focus around Bitcoin forking has driven price on Bitcoin, and when Ethereum's fork is actually productive, positive, and is being done with a consensus of the entire group. How can that not be positive? Ether went this way, Bitcoin went this way. It made no sense to Fishy, so he started stocking up on his Ether. So yeah, I would have liked to have picked up a little more. Matter of fact, I'm not even quite holding the full 2 Ether I'm going to need to invest in this project because they're all sitting in bloody ICOs at the moment. But hey, the Ether I've spent on ICOs has done really, really well. So I think if you can pick the right ICOs, you're still going to outperform the Ether itself. But in terms of just splashing and dashing on anything, nah, you're better off just buying and holding Ether. Oh, thanks, Agent Smith. That'd be real helpful, man. Put it in resources, dude. Agent Smith, the resources channel. We have a resources channel over on our Discord group. Agent Smith is going to drop in a list of ERC20 tokens for everyone in there. So that's going to be real helpful. Okay, Omisco looks good at the moment. I like that shape. I like the mark. I like the little bit of confidence restoring just in the last few hours. It's popped back over $8, which can act as hopefully a psychological support figure now in terms of US dollar figures. So if we have a look at the chart here, I'm just going to show you the general chart, and now I'm going to come back to it and try and find some levels of support and resistance for you that seem to be lining up just over the last 2 weeks or so. But if we have a look here, yeah, you can see that the point of resistance that it hit earlier at about 101,000 Satoshi, 101,000 Satoshi got hit 3 times historically just recently. Bang, right, and then it came back up. Bang, like it came up here, then down, back up again, and bang. So 101 seems to be offering pretty good support for anyone looking to get into Omisco. It's currently trading at 103, so 2% higher than that. I don't know, maybe if you're desperate to get into it, you can always do those split order things where you take, you beat the best bid at the moment, or you take some straight off the sell book, because the split is like this at the moment. It's fractional only. There's only a 4 Satoshi split at the moment, so it's negligible, isn't it? It's 103,027. It's just changed a little bit, but not a huge split at the moment. So you could potentially, this is one of the times where it's kind of acceptable to make your first purchase straight off the book. And then I'd look for levels of support. So what I'm going to do is go down the bid book and just try and find some for you. The first level that I see is an order for 1,620. So roughly 12 grand, a $12,000 buy order at 102, so 102,742 Satoshi. So if it were me trying to buy an Omisco, I'd put my first buy order there, because I don't generally like to buy straight off the sell book. So I'd go with 102,743. This is on Bittrex, and I'd set with my first buy order there, and then I'd keep looking down for another big buy order, and it comes at 102.5. You could go 102.501. That's all you do, guys, is you just look for those big orders where there's support, or preferably a couple of big orders stacked together, because then there's less chance that they're fake. And if you can find that, that tends to offer good support. See, I'd probably I'd set those two, but then I'd go way down the book. And I'm just trying to find a way down the book support for you. But after 102.501, I'd go all the way down to this one here, 98,291. That's how far I'd go down after that, because there's another buy order of 4,150 OMG. So that's significant. That's 4,000 times $8 roughly, or if it dropped to that price, it'd be $7 roughly. So that's still a $28,000 buy order. So for me, that's significant support on this Bittrex platform. So that's where I'd be looking at, guys. Those 3 spots for my 3 buy orders. And if I was real desperate, I might make my 4th spot straight off the book. Yeah, I like OMG. You guys know that. I think it's a solid long-term project. I think Vitalik is so influential in this economy that anything he touches is going to have value. And besides that, any work Vitalik does on the project itself adds value, and significant value at that. He's a bloody genius. Simple as that. And same thing, guys, when you're going up for your sells, you look for the same sorts of things in terms of resistance. So you look for those big orders, and then you just want to bring it back 1 Satoshi and beat the sell at 1 point before the big guy. Guys, I think that's fine, man. It's called an accumulation strategy, and I actually advise it as the best strategy for investing in the crypto economy, because it's a volatile space, brother. Super volatile space. So Hourglass has just said, I'm going to start throwing $125 a week into BTC along with other trades. See, now that to me is smart. You've got an accumulative strategy. What I will suggest, Hourglass, is if you're going to be doing some trading, bro, please check out my video that I posted either yesterday or the day before. I think I posted it yesterday. And it's one of my top tips for trading in the crypto economy for smaller amounts. And basically the tip is, don't move it in Bitcoin. Buy Ether and move that to the exchange, and buy Bitcoin with your Ether. But when you're using your fiat, like I have to use Coinbase. And so when I use my fiat, and then I move it to Bittrex or to Binance or to Cryptopia, which are the 3 major exchanges that I use to trade on, because I've got Ether trading, Bitcoin trading, and Litecoin trading, and Binance trading, BNB trading, all available at my fingertips. So I use those 3 exchanges in combination. But when I'm moving it from Coinbase to those exchanges, I always do it in Ether or Litecoin, because it's cheaper to move and it's quicker. How frustrating is it when you see a good buy price on something and you go, oh, I want that now. And so you go and move your Bitcoin, and 2 hours later, it actually ends up on the exchange and the price has gone up 20% already. You're just like, oh my goodness. At least that doesn't happen with Ether. It's there really, really quickly. I dare you to do it, Agent Smith. I dare you. Agent Smith said, have you heard of Bitcoin Cheetah? It's the fastest fork of Bitcoin. He is joking, for anyone who isn't familiar with our investment crew. It's a coin that Agent Smith has been proposing for a long time. It actually has no function at all, other than it's called Cheetah Coin, and Agent Smith will be producing it. It's probably unfair. Hey, actually, there's a few people in our group actually developing coins. There's 2 different projects, or 3 different projects I'm aware of going on in our own Discord group, which is pretty cool. Yeah, no, do it. Agent Smith, you've seen the value of ERC20 tokens. Now, you could get one of those big $10 million institutional investments. So why don't you release Cheetah Coin as an ERC20 token? You're not proficient. Are you proficient with Solidity? We've actually probably got programmers on our Discord group who are proficient in Solidity. Should we do it as a joke? A joke, right? Should we do Cheetah Coin as a joke? As a group, we'll spend the bare minimum on developing Cheetah Coin. I'm in. Just for fun. Social experiment. Oh, SP, good question, man. Good question. SP's asked me this. I think, SP, you might have been the one who left a comment about this on YouTube, one of my YouTube videos as well. SP said, Coinbase, is there any alternative, man? Because he's not real happy. He said the withdrawals suck. They took 4 hours, limited withdrawals, not happy. I think it was either you or someone else also asked me, was there an alternative? There are alternatives out there, guys. I use Coinbase because it's always worked for me, because it's convenient and because I'm not withdrawing money through Coinbase back into fiat. If I'm going back into fiat, I'm using living room with Satoshi out of the economy. I have that, I'm in the fortunate position where we can do that in Australia. Agent Smith has suggested to try Gemini. BB Junkie said we're going to call it, it's going to be Cheetah Coin, Doge for dudes. I love it. We should actually legitimately do it. Come on, let's just release Cheetah Coin. It'll be funny. We'll put a low valuation on it. We'll be very transparent that it's a social experiment, that anything can be adopted and used as a form of value, as a form of currency. The value is what the value that we put on it. And we can prove that through a social experiment. I'm being for real, Agent Smith, but only if we're very transparent about it. And we say, look, this is a social experiment. We're using this protocol, which we've used off this coin. We've adapted it with this idea. It's a social experiment to prove the wider the philosophy of the wider crypto economy and the philosophy of value, because that's what it's about. It's the philosophy of value. You look at a history, like shells have been used as currency, cowrie shells, spices, livestock. Some of these things still get used today, to this day, as currency. So yeah, anything can be chosen and adopted as a currency. Any one of these cryptos can say it, but Chaincoin, which I've been sitting here basically saying I hold 2,000 of them, but I'm not overly confident. This can work. Max and Dave and bigger YouTubers can get together, all collaborate, say we're going to choose Chaincoin, we're going to get out there and we're going to get institutional money involved, we're going to get this involved, and Chaincoin can actually overtake Bitcoin. That is theoretically possible because anything can act as a store of value as long as we all agree it has value. That's how it works. So yeah, Agent Smith, if you want to do Cheetah Coin, we can do it. But as long as we're super transparent, man, because I don't want people getting hurt on pump and dumps and shit like that. And we call it a social experiment. We beg people not to invest too much or anything like that. Yeah, if we do that, man, I can get involved. It'll be fun. I think it is good for a social experiment. I mean, it's essentially a group led by a complete computer noob, let's face facts. And we're going to release an ERC20 token to prove that anything can hold value. And essentially, I would still argue that Cheetah Coin, regardless of which protocol we're going to run off for a currency, I would still argue it's better and more transparent than any fiat currency currently in circulation. So I could honestly advise Cheetah Coin over US dollars, Australian dollars. Yeah, of course it could work, Agent Smith, but we need to be transparent about it, man. You know me. I'm not in this to lose people money. We can do it. We'll ask the group. We'll see. I know we've got a few programmers, man. Grinkers is ridiculous in this stuff too. You know, Grinkers sent me a video of his mining setup. Man, that guy has got some serious skills. I know you guys in our investment crew will know that. from his chatter on our mining channel, but he sent me a video, Agent Smith, taking me through his mining setup. Get out of town. It is next level. Like I never got into cars or anything as a kid, and I'm now looking at mining rigs going, oh yeah, how was that mining rig? That's sick. How is that? You think Ethercept would be down? Yeah, I think Ethercept would be down. He's pretty involved in the crypto economy, man. He'd probably get involved. It's like that's the thing. As long as we're honest, open about it, and we're just saying, look, it is a social experiment. We're gonna, I can make my coins available, so that adds a value straight away that you can buy the collectible coins that I sell. I'll make them available in Cheetah Coin and say, well, that does add value because you can purchase collectible coins with Cheetah Coin off Fish's site, but and that'll be the only store accepting Cheetah Coin to start with. But man, who knows? Other stores might want to come on board and see what happens. I mean, that's essentially what happened with Dogecoin, right? The story behind it is it was two guys sitting in their room going, hey, let's create a coin and put a dog on it and it's cute and everyone will buy it. And Dogecoin's now worth $150 million. And the reality is the tech behind Dogecoin, there's no reason it can't be used as a currency. None at all. Despite whether it started as a joke or anything like that, it doesn't matter. If it gets adopted, if people choose for it to have value, it has value. That's how things work. You're mining BTC in January, S9 Ant Miner. Yeah, I've seen that being talked about on our group, Agent Smith. The returns are pretty solid, man. Some of the returns on some of the other mining stuff, you're looking at like your initial investment, like you're getting return on investment in 6 months. That's ridiculous. I don't think people understand how good that is. To pay off the asset within 6 months and have it still working for you and generating more revenue. That's gold. No wonder these things are selling out as soon as they hit markets, all this mining stuff. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, man. I wanted to get into mining ages ago. I was hoping to get into mining Vertcoin. I wish I had of. Yeah, it's true, Agent Smith. Agent Smith, you're absolutely right. The statistics actually support your thesis there. Agent Smith has said you can probably make more investing in the actual coin, but I want a passive income. So I find it very appealing. Yeah, that's it, man. It's less intensive, right? Like holding an investment and trading an investment in this economy, which is super volatile, is a lot of work. But just running and mining and accumulating a bunch of coins and then checking on the price in 6 months and selling off a bunch in 6 months is not super labor intensive. And if you can pay off your equipment within 6 months and essentially be creating profit, you cannot buy businesses at that. You cannot buy businesses for 6 months turnover and profit at that. Like most businesses are calculated on four to 6 years. That sort of rate, like in terms of EBITDA. That's what you generally valuing businesses on, guys. 4 to 6 times, as in 4 to 6 years. So to get return on investment in 6 months, pay off the asset and continue to run it at an income is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, for people who are not so interested in the swings and, they find it a bit gut wrenching when they see the US dollar value going up and down so much. For those of you who can't handle those swings and want to get into investing and still want to be part of the crypto economy, and especially if you've got some computer smarts about you, maybe mining's a good thing for you to get into. Because yes, the statistics show you're better off investing in the actual coin. But I just think, paying off an actual physical asset that you can, most of these things like graphics cards and that, which a lot of these mining processes use, you'll have to excuse me, I'm not really familiar with mining, but they can be resold, right? They can be repurposed as well. That a lot of this componentry doesn't always have to be used for mining, if I'm not mistaken. So it has value in terms of being a physical asset as well. I love Hourglass. Eternal optimist. He says, when, not if. I talk about if PIVX gets back to all-time highs. Hourglass says, when Neo gets to $300, we'll be looking at massive residual income depending on how many you got. Yeah, well, Wilkie's got a big bag. Wilkie's actually working on Ethereum. He wants to get to that sort of masternode because he thinks that that's going to be like set him up for life if he can run a you know, it costs you about $300,000 at the moment to buy a node, or a little bit more now that the Ethereum's run up. But they're looking at 1,000 coin nodes, which means you'd need a $300,000 investment. But to set yourself up for the rest of your life with a $300,000 investment is ridiculous. It's so cheap. We're not. That's Wilkie's assessment. Hourglass, that's going to happen in the second stage of the Metropolis fork, man. So you've got Byzantine or Byzantinium fork, which has happened and increased like scalability, and it's more for the developers really, the Ethereum first part. But the second part of the Metropolis fork is Constantinople, and Constantinople will actually bring in proof of stake. Now, I want to say that's going to happen in the first quarter of next year, but I'd have to refresh my notes on that, man. I'm not 100% sure, and I'm not 100% sure whether it was a fixed in stone date or an estimate, because it's stuff I looked at later. Hey, Grinkus, how are you? What's going on, dude? Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure on that one. When it starts staking, if anyone actually knows the answer to that and you've got the answer straight off the top of your head in the chat, please let us know. But no, I'm not 100% sure. All I know is that it's going to happen during the Constantinople phase of the Metropolis fork. Everyone's going, yo, what's up to Grinkas? What's going on, Grinkas? You come at the end of the chat. Oi, Grinkas, we're looking at a group ICO too. That first one sold out in 30 seconds, dude. 30 seconds on that Oracle's one that we were looking at. So we missed that one, but we're going for this other one. If you're interested, just hit us up over at Discord. What's with the frog, Agent Smith? I don't. All right, I'm out of here. It's been over an hour. You guys are starting to get silly with your things. We'll catch up on Discord anyway. I'm going to go get some lunch and stuff, but I'm going to try and get that Litecoin trading video out today too. I made one ages ago, but I wasn't happy with it. So I'd like to do another one, and I might do that today because I'm going to use some of my Litecoin to buy some more Ethereum anyway to get into this ICO that we're all doing. Yeah, cool, Grinkus. Just catch up with us over there, man. It's a pretty good-looking project, I think, this other one. Old Budweiser commercials. Oh, with the frog. Okay. All right. Well, we don't have Bud. Well, actually, we do have Budweiser in Australia, but we don't get the commercials. So there you go. All right, guys. I'm going to peace out. Thanks for tuning in for a cryptocurrency discussion conversation today. I think it's really important to look out for that news coming off of Neo. Given that the chat was about Neo today, I'll just wrap up by saying, usually in the investment game, it turns out that people buy the rumor and sell the fact. Now, I think the rumor has been bought on that run up to $48 this morning. Okay, you've got to make your own decisions. I think Neo is a great long-term project, but again, I'm at a stage where I'm calling it fractionally overboard. So thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. I'll catch up with you tomorrow for another one. Fish out. See ya.